What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It. Thank you for clicking on my video for the first time or again. And if you don't know who I am, I'm the man with all the blessings but never sneezes. You best believe this. And in this video, I wanted to talk about something right now while, the story is still kind of fresh and new. And plus, it's something that I spoke about before in another video, and that is the astronauts being stuck in space. And if you watch my previous video about them being stuck in space, then you already know there were things that didn't quite add up and things seemed off about the story. Something just didn't seem quite right. Well, now, after being stuck in space for 9 months, they have finally came back. And of course, there is video footage of this. And again, I'm sure not to anybody's surprise, some things don't seem quite right. Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about or you didn't hear about the story about the astronauts being stuck in space, let me fill you in real quick. So what they're telling us is back in June of 2024, 2 astronauts were supposed to take a magic flying carpet to the ISS and only be there for 8 days. But apparently something happened to their magic carpet. It malfunctioned in some way, probably ran out of magic, and they ended up getting stuck there for over 9 months and finally just returned like a few days ago. But like I said before, there were things that didn't add up about the story during the duration of their 9-month vacation. And I'll give you 2 examples. One is they left in June 2024. They planned to stay there for only 8 days. But in December of 2024, they sent a video of them with Christmas stuff. How did they get Christmas stuff? Do they have a Walmart on the ISS? Does Amazon really have that excellent of service? But not only that, the other major problem was there were other astronauts with them. Where'd they come from? Did they stop for a visit? They only could get there but couldn't get back? And why does no one care about getting them back? But not only that, in order to believe that astronauts got stuck in space for 9 months, we actually have to believe that they send human beings to space without any backup plan in case their magic carpet runs out of magic. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine them going,
"Hey, we're gonna send you out to outer space in this wonderful rocket."
And you go,
"But what happens if the rocket breaks or something?"
and they go. And on a side note, if you guys are wondering why I laugh at myself, it's because none of this is scripted. So all these genius lines, I'm hearing them for the first time too. And I'm funny, right? I'm funny. Anyways, so that's the story. They got stuck in space for 9 months and they finally came back. And now I'm going to show you guys the videos of them finally returning home. And of course, go over what flaws I see in the videos. So you already know. Let's view it.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
And SpaceX Freedom, splashdown. Good main release.
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut. Nick, Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
So that video clip right there that we just watched is supposed to be the astronauts returning from space. They're supposed to be in that pod, falling from space from those parachutes into that ocean. Now, I got the clip continuously playing while I'm talking. Now look closely. To you, does that look real? Does it look at all like it could be AI? Does it look at all like a really good video game? But besides the fact that, some people say it looks like it could have AI in it, there's something else that stood out to me. And that's the cheering. The timing of the cheering, to be exact. Why was the cheer delayed after the pod hit the water and after the lady finished her whole quotable?
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
If there's people really watching this live, if there's an audience there really there to cheer, wouldn't they cheer immediately when the pod hit the water? Wouldn't that be a natural human reaction? Even possibly cheering when it's like 10 feet from the water, 20 feet from the water, just getting excited? The fact that they all cheered at the exact same moment, on an exact same delayed moment, shows me that the cheer wasn't real or controlled. Either that could be like a laugh track, like a cheer track that they play in the background. So they let the lady say her quotable, and right after she finished that splashdown statement, the cheer instantly started. So either it was an added audio track, or they're telling them when to cheer, which means still there's planning out of what's going on. They're like, the pod's gonna land in the water, she's gonna say this and that, and then you guys cheer right after this word. And I get it, it's TV, so it's planned. There's a script. She knew what she was gonna say, and I expect that she would know what she's gonna say. But I'm just saying there was a lot of precision that had to happen with that cheer being delayed on time, if you know what I mean. Anyways, let's go to the next clip.
Team members will egress from the Dragon spacecraft. Now, here on your screen, we can see dolphins, actually, who want to come and play with Dragon. Now, one of the fast boats there in place, working to assist the recovery team member. It's incredible. I just love these views. We really see them even better in daytime, but just seeing the recovery team work in tandem to step through each step, to step through each operation. Obviously they're getting quick assists from the honorary part of the recovery team, those dolphins in the water there. Now, the recovery team member that is crawling around the Dragon spacecraft. Earlier, we saw a view where it was like a spider monkey pose. We can see that individual now standing in the bucket where the main parachutes were stored while Dragon was on orbit.
So that's a video clip of the next step. Once the pod splashes in the ocean, they get a crew in a boat and they go out there to get the pod, and I believe they drag it out to whatever safety docking area they have for the pod for the astronauts to get out. Now again, while watching this, I ask you, does that look authentic? Could that be AI? There are video games that look this good. I know if you're an older person, you might not believe it, but there are some video games that look 98% real. The new GTA's, Grand Theft Auto games, they look real. There'll be car wrecks and they look like real car wrecks. People will put them on TikTok and the comments respond as if a tragedy actually happened. And then there's comments that say, I can't believe people don't realize this is a video game. That's because it looks real. But of course, if you look deeper, then you're like, oh, it's not real. Kind of like this video. But again, besides that, there's other things that I find odd about this whole thing. First off, I can't believe that this is the best way they thought about getting that pod out of the ocean once it lands in the ocean. Are you telling me they can build them a magic carpet to fly through space, to go to the ISS and back? They can get people to the moon. They can get people to navigate through the vacuum of space, but they couldn't build an engine or propeller on that pod so that once it hits the ocean, it can just, propel itself to where it's supposed to go. Are you telling me that's impossible? That's beyond their technology capabilities? You don't even have to be a genius to think of that. Like, once the pod falls in the ocean, how will it move to the docking area?
Permission to speak, sir. How about we use our boat technology?
But there's one more thing that I find off about this whole thing. Who's filming it? Now, the assumption would be, well, they're using a drone to film all this stuff, right? The drone's flying around the ocean, capturing this wonderful moment. Well, then my question is, why don't they get closer? Like, you could really zoom in. We could really see what they're doing. We could really see what that big metal pod is made out of. Why are they so far away? Like, get some close-ups, because there's only one reason that I can think that they will want to keep it that far. But now let's get into this next clip. This next clip is the next step to where they get the pod to their docking area.
So once securely on,
Welcome aboard the recovery vessel. Recovery personnel are completing final checks.
and there you have it. The side hatch is open for the first time since September.
Yeah.
And there we do see Crew 9, some happy waves, smiles all around back on Earth.
Oh, it looks like we're getting our next crew member here. That is none other than Sunny Williams. Big smile, big waves. She, like her other crew members, now will be assisted onto the mobility aid.
There we have it, some waves, some thumbs up, and some smiles. We're getting some views of him now as he egresses or exits the spacecraft.
Once again, some elation and cheers there from Butch Wilmore. We can see folks on board clapping as our first crew member.
And that is NASA astronaut Nick Hague, commander of Crew 9, now out of Crew Dragon Freedom. Some smiles, thumbs up, and a wave. Can't get any better than that.
They're here. So that's a wrap. The astronauts finally return home, nice and safely, all because of Elon Musk. We all witnessed them get out of their magic pod, which comes from space, so obviously that's where they came from too. There's no way they could have staged this just to trick the whole masses. No way. Why would they do such a thing? You want to know what really gets me about this whole going to space thing? Does anybody actually know what astronauts do? What do they do? We all seen those little ISS videos where they're floating in space, tinkering with the ISS. But what are they doing? Repairing the ISS? Repairing the ISS to do what? To continue to circle the Earth? What are they doing up there? I don't think they're doing anything. I think they're literally tinkering with stuff, tinkering around, just like a kid's museum. You know how when they have all those switches and buttons, but none of them really do anything, but the kids be going at it like they're doing everything? That's what they're doing. That's an adult museum. What do astronauts do? What is their main goal? What exactly are they accomplishing every day at work? If I try to become an astronaut, what exactly am I going to learn? How to tinker around with stuff? NASA has been around for a very long time now, and nothing they have done has ever affected the regular person. All we get is a bunch of stories with a bunch of animations. That's it. So if anybody knows what an astronaut does, then comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think NASA actually sends people to space on a magic carpet with no backup magic carpet? Or do you think that people are finally waking up and possibly catching on that NASA has been lying to us about a lot of stuff? Or maybe I'm just an uneducated idiot that doesn't understand how NASA can move rovers on Mars with remote controls, but can't get that pod from the ocean to the dock without a crew and a boat full of people. I'm willing to accept that, but whether or not you believe NASA sends people to space, I'm still gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hit checker button and sub ride with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help I keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.